Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya320. As you may remember, the king asked Pandurang to go with him to his place at Vidyanagar. The god replied, "I agree to come, but if you during the journey should rest me on the ground, I shall certainly remain at that very spot. Or if in your kingdom you are guilty of any injustice, I shall come back to Pandari." As Chakrapani, the holder of the disc, Krishna, thus replied, the king was overjoyed in his heart. "I shall place relays of men at intervals along the route, and thus take the god with me," he said to himself. And with this idea, he stationed men at intervals from the sacred city of Pandari as far as Vidyanagar, and taking the idol out of the temple, started to carry it away. The officiating Brahmins did not resist. They knew their power could not prevail against that of the king. The idol was lifted up and carried along from hand to hand. Thus Pandurang was carried along swiftly to Vidyanagar, and there installed. The king in his own person performed the installation rites and the ceremonies of worship. Pandharpur without Vitoba. Now let us return to Pandharpur, where in the month of Ashad, July, Vaishnavas arrived on their pilgrimage. Here they learned the fact that the god had gone to Vidyanagar. Pandharpur now seemed desolate, like a body without life, or like a river without water. The city was oppressed with fears. It was like an army without a king, like constellations without the moon, or as a virtuous, devoted wife, deprived of her husband, seems unprotected among men. So with Hari gone to Vidyanagar, the whole Pandari seemed desolate. Dejected, the saints and Mahants sat down by the eagle platform. "Whose praises can we sing now?" they said among themselves. "The life of the world has deserted us. The promise he gave to Pundalik to remain here always has been a broken promise." Pious bhaktas arrived and all exclaimed, "What has happened to the king of Pandari?" And all learned the news that the god had gone to Vidyanagar. The saints, sadhus, and other Vaishnavas said to one another, "Someone should go to Vidyanagar and bring back the husband of Rukmini." They discussed this proposal among themselves, but no one gave any assurance that he or she would go on such an errand. Some indeed remarked, "Pandurang has paid no regard to his promise to Pundalik. He will not come back by any effort of ours." Another added, "We have no entry into the king's palace. If the king should learn the purpose of our coming, he would punish us well." One brought forward an excuse from the point of view of the attributelessness of God. "God is within us," he argued. "If we have no experience of this, the philosophers, the knowers of the self, will have misled us." Still another added, "Whatever and however anything takes place, it is by the will of God. We should watch it, but let no one be troubled thereby." Bhanu Das offers to go and bring Vitoba back. In this group of saints was Bhanu Das, the Vaishnava Bhakta. He gave them a solemn assurance, saying, "I will go and bring back the husband of Rukmini, or give up my life in the attempt." And with these words, he started at once. Arriving at Vidyanagar at night time, he began to question the people. "The king has brought here from Pandari the image of Pandurang. Tell me quickly, where has he installed it?" From fear of the king, no one was willing to tell him the facts, and they replied, "We do not know." Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.